Good morning, afternoon, good evening, um, wherever you're watching this in the world. I appreciate you tuning in. Go ahead and get started, bro. Um, I want to talk about EarlSweatshirt. I'm sure y'all know the artist. Started all the way back in 2010 with Odd Future. Got put on by Tyler. Everyone knows Tyler. I think when people think of Odd Future, they immediately think of Tyler. For sure, right after it's maybe Frank Ocean, and then it's Earl. I feel like out of all the members, um, Earl's the most talented. I love Tyler. I love Frank. They're both great. They both make great music, but I'm for sure a Earl diehard fan. Yeah. But I'm gonna go ahead and get on to the impact that he's had on me in terms of his music and what it made me see and realize. Now I think back when I first started listening to him, Earl, Doris, and I Don't Like Shit, I Don't Go Outside were definitely the first three that stood out to me. Because before, especially about, what was this, a year and a half ago? Yeah, it was about a year and a half ago. I really wasn't listening to too much of what he was talking about in his music. I'm more just how it sounded, especially on Earl. My favorite song on his 2010 mixtape, Earl, for sure has gotta be Looper. Looper is, I don't know. I play that shit every morning when I get on the bus on the way to school. I play it as we're leaving school. I play it when I go to sleep. I'm probably gonna burn myself out listening to that song, but definitely one of my favorites. From I Don't Like Shit, I Don't Go Outside, Off Top and Huey are fucking fire, bro. And grief, but grief gets really depressing really quick. But yeah, then at that time, I was really only fucking with his edgy style of music. I didn't really. I don't think. Yeah, no. Live, Love, Laugh hadn't came out yet. That came out back in August of last year, I believe. I wasn't really messing with Vire Dyer. Even when Live, Love, Laugh first came out, or when I was hearing of, not when it came out, but the build up to it, I was like, oh, it's probably gonna be something similar to Vire Dyer. And that was fucking stupid of me to think, bro. All of Earl's projects sound different. I don't know why I was thinking like that. But yeah, when I first started listening to him, I wasn't really. His music didn't really speak to me until he had dropped Live, Love, Laugh, which is around the same time I had got into a relationship last year with this one girl. I'm not gonna say names or whatever, but one song that sticks out to me on Live, Laugh, Love is Infatuation. The meaning of the word infatuation is an intense but short-lived passion or admiration for someone or something. And the way this connects back to my relationship from last year is, I don't think I fully loved her. You know what I mean? And I don't know if anyone watching this struggles with this, but I had this infatuation with her. I had this short-lived, love for her, and I never really had a relationship. I've never had the chance to love long term. I've had past relationships, of course, but I never had the chance to build a long relationship with anyone. It would just fizzle out. Either they lose their attraction in me, or I lose their attraction in them, and it's just I figure it's just something wrong with me, and I'm sure part of it definitely is. In the beginning of the relationship, I had built this those first few months, because we had got together in July, so this is right before days, or not days, but couple weeks before Live with Laugh dropped. We got together in like late July, and we broke up around November. And I remember when the album dropped, I didn't really listen to it. I think I took a break from listening to him. Probably had overplayed some of his music or something like that. And around the time we broke up, just started listening to Earl again randomly. And first thing I listened to was Live with Laugh. First track, I don't remember what the first track was, but Infatuation might have been maybe the third or fourth song. And I'm looking at the meaning of the song, the name of the song, and I connected back to the meaning of it. And as I'm listening to it, like I don't really have songs that speak to me like that. You know what I mean? I know everyone has their one song that really talks to them, and I feel like Earl does a really good job, especially now. And not so much back then, because I was really young, but now he has a wife. He got married last year. He has kids. Like, I feel like he's definitely matured with his music, like 100%. Like now, it feels like he's like speaking to the listener. It's fucking crazy, bro. On to my next point. Let's see. Where was I? I think after listening to the song, I kind of began to realize that, I was only infatuated with her, instead of loving her. And for me, the song is a constant reminder that I truly just don't understand. Like, I just don't know how to show that I care a lot, Loyalty is important. The reason why we broke up wasn't because of, cheating or anything of that sort. We were both loyal people. She's still a great person now. We talk every now and then, which is nice, but I kind of wish we had fixed some things for sure. But there's more to loyalty than there's more to loyalty in a relationship, man. It's just as equally important to show that you care about your partner as it is to be loyal. Love lasts so much longer in a relationship and will get you so much further in your relationships in the future than your infatuation for someone ever will. And listen to the whole track, dude. The whole track is fire. Exhaust. I know everyone listens to Torlamine, Gamma, Static, like great tracks, bro. Great tracks. And it's crazy. I only really started to mess with it until like, a couple months after it came out. And I feel like that's how everyone is with music. No one ever really fucks with whatever album the artist drops, that first week. And it's usually not until, months later do people really take a listen again and realize what they had to say. And Infatuation definitely stood out the most. It's, I don't know, man. Like, it spoke to me. It speaks to me a way that his other tracks, not even just his other tracks, just other music in general, it just speaks to me a different way. And I don't think Earl realizes I'm sure he does, but his impact on people, his impact on me has definitely, shaped me, made me realize that, the quote unquote affection that I was showing her was, temporary. And, I kind of realized that, sorry about that. I kind of realized I was just, really fucked up for not really showing how much I could have cared for her. And I'm sure she realized that, we each had our own problems. She was really busy, with school, because she had basketball practice after school and stuff. have work right after school. I had work yesterday. I work about 4 or 5 days of the week, and I mainly only work weekdays. So I work, like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I might get Friday off, but I have to work Sunday. You know what I mean? So today is Saturday of me recording this. I'm gonna try to put this up on the same day. But for sure, I've had a hard time. Definitely have had a hard time with relationships. And I want to change, want to grow. Like, I'm really, really envious of Ida. I think that's his wife's name. Earl and Ida's relationship. I'm sure they have a really strong connection with each other, and that's what I want. 100%. It's just I can't get there if I don't make changes within myself. Which is why I kind of just decided to take a step back after November to just take the time to just think to myself and realize that I'm not really relationship ready. And to be honest, no one ever is really relationship ready. There's never a point where it's like, oh, I'm the perfect person now I should think about going into relationships. Both you and your partner should go into the relationship incomplete and find ways to complete each other. You should go in imperfect and be okay with those imperfections, or work on them. And I think that's something I need to learn for sure, 100%. Now, I'm only 17. Man, my birthday is in 2 weeks and 1 day. I'll be 18 February 8th. And, especially as I grow older, especially as I become an adult, I need to learn how to show my love for people, show my love for my partner, my future partner, because again, loyalty is important. It always will be. It should definitely be at the top of your, it should be one of the most important in a relationship. But as I said earlier, it's just as equally important to show affection. Loyalty is great. Loyalty is everything, but you've got to show affection for your partner. Appreciate y'all tuning in. This drawing was from last night. If y'all want to sit and just watch me finish this through, then I'd really appreciate it. I love Earl's music. Definitely a big impact on me in my life, and it's made me come to terms and realize my own faults and how I fucked up. Thank you for tuning in. I'm out.
Check. Yeah. Exonerated, I ain't dying on his hill. Tonight we dining where? Tell Leonidas I know somewhere with finer fares. Germinate the yeast, we got it jumping in a pan. Flirts with danger, we hastily learn how to dance. Circumstance, raise a baby to a beast like rain and heat. Raise a seed into a plant. Stone throwers, glass homes, keep hiding hands. Terse reminders of the rocky path. Gleaning what I can from what I have amassed. The space-time continuum bend. I'm sticking with the simple plans. I'm just a man. Bars like the rim of the bath. Live, love, and laugh. This up like hovercraft. Have little buddy relax. We on the cutting edge. Told you we only doubling back to cover tracks. Metal lungies you don't wanna match. The earth mother gave the sun a lap. That sat me on my ass. Jet lag, waking up the black money, breaking up the cash. Outnumbered, but we obviously crunch them in the stack. Nobody wants the scraps, nobody. The low hummer hunger had my stomach singing a song of sadness, wishing that it wasn't flat. Tonight we dining where? Dance.